It's good to see you again, even if we've never met. Who knows who you knew in a past life? I'm going to talk about past lives and how to know your past life. This is one method. There's others. Um, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Uh, I went and looked the other day to see what people knew about how to acquire powers or cities, to some more appropriately translated as accomplishments. And there is a lot of different ways to acquire powers. And in the definitive commentary on yoga called Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the third chapter is completely filled with how to acquire cities in a particular way through a process called samyana. Anyway, I went looking on the web to see what people would say about this. Okay, so that the reason people want to say something about this is that this validates their statement that they're a yoga master. And that's not really true, even if they did. Okay, so this guy writes 10 books on how to acquire cities, and uh, he wants to learn to fly. All right. Yeah. Past cities can come from past lives. Even my wife could levitate when she was in the 8th grade. So here's this guy saying, "Oh, I want to learn. I want to learn." Anyway, but there is the purpose of learning to acquire a city is to help you grow spiritually and to help you deal with the issues that you have in your life now. I just made a video about the real Dalai Lama and how some of the issues have come back to haunt the reincarnated Dalai Lama. But it's important. It's important. There is problems with learning and acquiring cities. And Patanjali himself says at the end of the third chapter, okay, go get a city or cities, but don't get stuck in them. Getting stuck could last lifetimes. So Patanjali, in order to map out the path to self-realization, has to talk about this. He spends a quarter of the time allotted to the 200 sutras, 50, to the third chapter. The very first city he talks about is knowing your past and your future, because that's the most easily accessible. You already do that to some extent. People have deja vus even while they're awake. That's a sign of the past coming forward. So we're going to talk about the power to know the past and the future, and particularly the past because that's the easiest, because most people in the West believe they have a past. They don't as easily believe that there's a future. So take the Thomas Jefferson, take the tool by the easy handle or the smooth handle. So learning about your past. Okay. Well, most people don't know Samyana yet, but they can do their best to imitate it. And Samyana is accessible when you are in lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is when you know you're awake and you're dreaming. Okay, most times people when that happens to them, they wake up with a start. And sometimes they don't recognize where they are even for a little bit. Okay, so and I'm training somebody now to use the lucid dreaming to know who he was in a past life. Okay, and one of the things he was talking about the other day, he says, "Oh, I went into lucid dreaming, or I thought it was lucid dreaming, but then when I tried to get back into my body wouldn't move." And I says, "Well, that's because you weren't completely back." And that's and so that the you go off in your astral body to the astral plane, and that's where you have your dreams. Okay, and this is where the silver cord and all that comes in. So you're lucid dreaming, and you stay awake in your dream, and immediately, as soon as you say it, "Oh, I'd like to go to Paris," you go to Paris, and you see it in any number of ways. If you say, "I'd like to see my past life in Paris," you'll go to the old time Paris, and you'll see yourself as a different person. Okay, so one of the things I told Al, when you come back, is that you should do the Gayatri mantra when you come back and you don't feel you're back in the body for some time. And you can do the Gayatri mantra before you go to bed with the intention of going into lucid dreaming. So it takes some time, a couple of weeks, maybe a month. But eventually your subconscious says, "Okay, I'll give you your lucid dream." So that's what you want to do. You want to pray before you go to bed that the universe lets you be awake during your dreams. It'll come on quickly. Next thing, demand to see your previous past life, and you'll see something. Try to determine whether you're a man or a woman, what your name was, where you lived. If you go see that show by Damien, Who Am I? Once you get the name, you got the date, there may be records. And the most amazing thing is that these people see their name, their wife's name, the day they were born, the day they would die, all these things. and how it affects their life now. Okay, so this may take you some time. We'll help you if you need help. Thanks very much.